source, a vicious shooting occurred at Rock Primary School in Uvalde, Texas. At least 21 people were killed, including 19 children. The murderer was an 18-year-old high school student. This cannot help but remind us of the death of Floyd 2 years ago. Will the tragedy caused by gun violence and racial discrimination continue to perform? Can the United States not even guarantee the most basic right to life? It is no wonder that 83% of American people think that the United States is off track. Political polarization, social disintegration, gun-related interests, etc. in the United States made gun control just a slogan shouted by politicians after every vicious shooting. On May 25th, U.S. President Biden signed the executive order on police reform, but how effective the executive order is, whether it can effectively change the status quo is still unknown. After all, gun violence and racial discrimination, as more stubborn chronic diseases, have not yet been properly handled. According to the website of Yakima Herald in the United States, gun violence in the United States has continued to worsen in recent years. This is closely related to the growing political polarization and increasing economic uncertainty, and the deep division of society. The Associated Press signed on the 24th the prospect of any reform gun control in the United States. It seems that it will be as bleak as after the shooting at the Sandy Hook Elementary School. It is hoped that the United States will submit an American human rights report to the world as soon as possible, profoundly reveal why the United States has become the country with the most serious gun violence in the world. Why are children and adolescents 15 times more likely to die from gunfire than the other 31 high-income countries combined? Why do Asians in New York live in fear? Discrimination against the Muslim community continues to unabated. The ethnic persecution of indigenous people still continues. Racial discrimination, gun violence, and violent law enforcement are like a sharp sword hanging over the heads of American people, seriously threatening people's lives. This fear is exacerbating the tearing of American society. Finally, it will lead to irreparable tragedy.